All right, so let's take a look at why email appending can be dangerous and what makes it such a taboo topic. So one big problem for marketers is simply that there's so many vendors to choose from that it's hard to select the right one. So as we see here, who offers email appending services? A quick Google search yields all these vendors and many, many more. And like I said, the list of providers is endless, and it ranges from some well-known data giants to some one-man operations that are operating out of somebody's garage, pretty much. And as Russ will mention in a moment, you need to make a really calculated decision about who you choose to work with and who you choose to trust with your data. So you really need to stop and consider the real cost that extends way beyond the price tag. Also, it's important to consider that if the service is cheap or nearly free, it's very possible that your data is the product. And you choose the wrong vendor here, it could bring down your entire email marketing program. And another important thing to consider is that not only are you opening yourself up to all kinds of deliverability issues and other problems, you'll be sharing some customer data with this vendor. So you need to really trust that your new partner will do the right thing with it. And again, you just really need to do your homework here and choose a vendor wisely. So we're in an interesting position as a vendor of email appending services and an email hygiene provider. And all too often we encounter companies that ran an appending project, they cut a couple corners and ran into big time trouble. And the story usually goes like this, and we've seen it time and time again. This is the anatomy of a bad append and a typical story that we hear. So the marketer goes shopping for appending solutions, ends up going with the cheapest option. They contract out, they run a project, the appending vendor gives them back some low quality data, hasn't been properly matched, cleansed, or confirmed. You can kind of see where this is going. They start to message their new appended addresses. The spam complaints pile up. They hit some spam traps. Their ESP becomes furious. They end up getting blocked and blacklisted, sometimes for weeks, sometimes even months. As we embark upon the holiday season now, it just doesn't sound good any time of the year, especially now. We've seen it happen time and time again. And then the net really is that the company loses money. Somebody, usually the marketer that went with the low-cost option, gets disciplined or fired. And then from there, the internal policies change, and appending becomes essentially a curse word for the future. And then we see that happen again, time and time again. So as I mentioned, as a hygiene vendor, we're often tasked with kind of cleaning up the mess, so to speak, from a botched append job. Again, happens all the time. So we've outlined just a couple of sad stories, a couple of cases of clients that came to us who ran an append project that cut some corners, ran into some deliverability issues, and then needed us to clean up the mess. So this is company one. This project was about, I think, provided about 200,000 appended records. So as you can see here, roughly 10% of them were invalid accounts right off the bat. There's some spam traps in there. There's some real obvious formatting, syntax errors that could be caught with just a simple manual review, some duplicate addresses. So that's just no good. We have another example here. I'm not sure what the number of appended records was, but you see here there's over 1,000 or 1,000 confirmed spam trap addresses in this file. So essentially they paid at least a few $100s for 1,000 spam traps. I mean, I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. It just doesn't seem like a good deal, especially when you combine it with some of the other junk we found in their list.